let's get this party started. I'm going to just adjust this a little bit more. Okay, so let's grab our mat and our strap, and we'll start out today in child's pose. So you're welcome to take the child's pose with the knees really wide or the knees zipped together. Your arms can be stretched. Hey, Jessica. Your arms can be stretched really far forward, or they could be by your sides or on your back. So any child's pose that you like. Dropping in, letting the hips get heavy, feeling the big toes touch, extending the arms long. And just starting to find your breath here. So you're in that child's pose, you're relaxed down. Begin to just notice how your body feels. Start to notice your breath, noticing your inhales and noticing your exhales. And then giving yourself a few more moments here to just be, before we start our practice, some space and time to settle in. And start to deepen your breath here. Breathing in fully through the nose and breathing out fully through the mouth. And however long you are, that's how long your exhales are. Some balanced breath. I invite you today to, anytime your mind wanders, anytime we're in a shape that maybe feels really relaxing or on the opposite side, really challenging, coming back to that breath and really trying to have the focus of your practice today be your breath. Can I breathe in all the shapes that I'm going to be in, from the simplest to the most complex? Can I feel open? And like the air is able to flow in every single one of these shapes. We'll start out today a little bit unconventionally, putting some weight in the hands so that you can slither forward onto your belly, bringing the legs as close together as possible. Sliding the hands by the rib cage, planting the palms, squeezing the elbows back. We'll begin our movement practice with just a few rounds of rolling low cobra. Feeling the weight in the hands and the toenails, inhale, lift the chest and the head. Really simple. This is hopefully your first back bend of the morning, so don't make it too big. Exhale, take your forehead and chest gently down. 2 more times. Inhale, long back body, rooted front body, giving you that lift, and then your exhale breath takes you out of the shape. 1 more time, inhale. Exhale. Using your hands and arms, push back. Brief child's pose, and you can keep your legs together. And then inhale, push into your hands, drop your hips forward, and lift your heart. So it should feel a little messier. Inhale, take your hips back, child's pose. Exhale, roll your hips down and forward. Kind of a high cobra, kind of a low cobra, somewhere in between. 1 more time. Inhale, body comes forward and down. Exhale, body comes back and down. And then from here, make your way to tabletop and just start to find any movement that feels good to you. This isn't prescriptive, so you can literally do whatever you want. If you don't like the way tabletop feels and you want to move in a different place, go for it. This is a great chance to start warming up the spine, the hips, the shoulders, the neck, the wrists, the feet, really everything. But particularly it's a nice place to focus on warming up through the joints and those parts of the body that we use a lot in yoga, like our hands. So we'll take 2 more rounds of breath. Again, anything goes. You do not at all have to do what I'm doing. You get to do just whatever comes to you, whatever feels good. And then we'll come into just a neutral tabletop. Inhale, sweep your right arm up, open through your chest. And then exhale, thread the needle, drop down to the head of the right shoulder. The side of the face should be down, and swim that left arm forward. Come onto the fingertips. So we're creating a little more lift through that left arm. We're going to add the balance challenge today. Slide the left foot back, tucking the toes on the mat. I really want you to feel that your left thigh bone lifts. Your left leg is active. If you're like, this is it, and I don't want to go any farther, that's cool, stay here. If not, use your inhale to lift your leg, and it doesn't have to be high. Again, if you're like, this is good, I'm challenged, but I can breathe, that's great, stay. If you want a little more, bend your left leg, reach your left hand for your left foot or shin or ankle. Take a deep, full inhale. Exhale, everybody, carefully, slowly, with grace, come back to where you started, which was left hand and knee down, right arm to the ceiling. Before we go to the other side, bring the right hand down and step both legs back into plank. Start to shift that body weight forward and back. So feeling that your toes and the balls of the feet come more on the mat and then more off the mat. And then quiet that movement and start to find some twists in the hips. Letting those hips drop as far to either side as feels good to you. And then coming back into that plank. Lift the hips, finding that pike of down dog. And again, start to move the body in whatever ways you're called to. And this doesn't have to be rocket science, right? You don't have to dig deep to do something super creative. It could be something that feels familiar, comfortable. And don't forget, anytime there's an option to move, stillness is always available as well. You know, one more breath, whatever you're doing in down dog. And then we'll meet back in that neutral tabletop. Shins down, toes untucked, left arm sweeps up. Create that open space, which for a lot of us might feel really tight, and then thread that needle. Come through, let your head rest. Step 1, stretch your right arm forward. Come onto the fingertips and just feel the length in that right arm. The space you get in the right side of the body. Feel free to stay or to slide the right foot back, tucking the toes, lifting the right thigh bone. This is a lovely place to find stretch and extension. If you want the balance challenge, you can lift the right leg up. It doesn't need to be high at all, just could be off the ground. Remember, you can stay or bend the knee. Reach for the right foot, calf, shin with the right hand. Wherever you are, take one more breath. You're all pressing down in the back of your left arm. And then gently let it go. Coming back slowly to right hand and shin down, left arm up. Once again, we'll meet in plank. On the hands, stepping the legs back. This time just finding stillness. Finding that sense of rooting. What are our roots in the shape? Our flat palms, the balls of the feet, and the toes. Everything else is lifting up and away. And then the body from crown of head to heel is long. And that line is extended. There's energy shooting through the crown of your head and out through your heels. Take a full breath in. Breath out, down dog. Start to walk your feet up towards your hands. And if you did want to move with that playlist, now is the time. You can press play if you want to. Stay in this forward fold for a few breaths. Once again, invitation to move however you want. Invitation to stay still. And forward folds particularly first few forward folds of any practice, we're just forward folding in the morning, kind of really gives us information about how our low back feels and how our hamstrings feel. So use that information accordingly. And it might mean that you don't go as deep as you would if we were doing this at 5 p.m., or as deep as you'll feel you can go towards the end of this practice. On your next inhale, just find some stillness, let your body get super duper heavy. Grab your strap, and hopefully it's not too far away from you. We'll do our tried and true behind the back, looping it in half or in fourths. Lift your strap up overhead. Drop your head and shake it out, yes and no. On your next inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Can you push the strap far from the shoulders? And then exhale, fold back over. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Knees could be a little bit or a lot bent. Exhale, fold. 1 more time. Feeling the length from the hips to the crown. Folding it over. And then pushing through your feet and standing all the way up. Letting the strap dive your body back and then folding over again. This time when you get folded, release the strap, inhale, hands on shins. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to plank. And once again, we'll be in plank in stillness. So giving yourself a moment or so to find that plank, to breathe in that plank. Spine long, legs strong, belly strong, shoulder strong. You have 1 more round of breath here. And then on your exhale breath, pike your hips up, down dog. Lift the right leg high as you can, bend the knee, open the hip. And then exhale, thread the right leg under the body to the left arm. Can you tap your elbow to your knee? Again, inhale, lift the leg up. This time, exhale, right knee taps to the right arm. 3rd time's the charm. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring the knee into the chest and step it through. Lower your left knee gently. Grab a hold of your strap again. This time, we'll take the strap overhead in half or in fourths. From the chest, pushing the hips down and forward, lifting the strap overhead, lifting the chest to the ceiling. And then exhale, half splits, keeping the strap. So you want to transition slowly with care, lifting your right toes off the ground, folding however far you feel comfortable. Think about pulling your inner thighs towards the center line of your mat, and really pulling your right hip a little more back, your left hip a little more forward. On your next inhale, low lunge again. On your next exhale, take your hands forward, ditch the strap. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and then spin the left heel down as you windmill the torso up, warrior 2. On an inhale, straighten the right leg, reach back, reverse triangle. On an exhale, bend the right knee, dive the body out and forward, side angle. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, side angle. Bring both hands inside of the right foot. Crawl yourself to the long side of the mat, your prasarita, your wide-legged fold. On an inhale, bend your knees a lot. On an exhale, straighten through your legs. 2 more times, inhale. And exhale. And we will have a little chance to play with going upside down later today. I'll break down something as well that comes from this shape. But for now, we're still warming up the body, so I would not recommend going upside down just yet. The next time your legs straighten, come onto your fingertips and lift yourself halfway up. Finding rooting in the hands or the fingertips. Inhale, lift the heels off the ground. On an exhale, lower the heels. Just 1 more of these. Inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, lower the heels down. Turn the heels and toes out. Sink your hips. Take your elbows or hands to your inner thighs, and we'll find that stretching version of goddess. You're welcome to move in any way you want, or you can just hang out here and breathe into that groin stretch, that hip stretch. You have 1 more breath. And then lifting yourself up, warrior 2 to the back of your mat, facing the other way. This time, keep your front knee bent. Inhale, reverse your warrior. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. You can take a half bind if you want. Right hand behind the back. One more breath. And then exhale, windmill both hands to frame the left foot. Lift the right heel, step to plank, our first vinyasa. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, chaturanga on knees or toes. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Pause in that back bend. Can you broaden the collarbone a little bit more? And then exhale, making your way to down dog. Take a full breath in through the nose. Take a full breath out through the mouth. We'll go through one more vinyasa. Inhale, shift the body forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga, knees or toes. Inhale for your back bend of choice. Exhale, hips high, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale for your twist under the body, bringing your shoulders into plank. Inhale, lift it, bend it. Exhale, left leg, left arm. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, take the knee into the chest. Come all the way through. Drop your right knee, grab your strap. Once again, we'll take the strap from chest height to overhead as we get deeper into this hip flexor stretch, as we get deeper into this lunge. And then carefully pulling the hips back until your right hip stacks over your right knee. Straightening your left leg as much as you can, lifting the left foot, and then folding however far you feel comfortable. And similar to that shoulder stretch balance, there's an element here where you might start to feel like you're going to fall or that you need to touch the ground. See if you can firm up your legs a little more and firm up your core a little more. And then bring yourself back into that lunge. Hands come forward, strap comes to the mat, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. Spin the right heel down, windmill open, warrior 2, back of the mat. Inhale, reverse triangle, straightening left leg. And then exhale, side angle, bend into the knee, reach past the leg. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Bring the right hand inside of the left foot. We crawl to that prasarita again. This time a little bit different. Walk the hands over towards kind of in front of the right foot. Bend into the right knee a lot. So we're in a side lunge, feet are flat, toes are forward. Left leg is straight, right leg is bent, spine is long. And then bring that right leg back to straight. Start to walk your hands towards the front of your left foot, bend into your left knee. Ground through your long right leg, right foot. Take a breath in. And then coming back to center, heels and toes out. This time goddess is a little more active. Hands come to prayer. Hips might shift and swing. They might bounce a little bit, whatever feels good to you. And then finding stillness. Take a breath in, breath out. On an inhale, start to straighten the arms and the legs, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2, front of the mat. Keep your right knee bent. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Staying here for a few breaths, slide the left hand behind the back. Maybe it rests on the right hip crease. Keep stretching that top arm away from the top leg. And again, critical that you can breathe in any shape. Exhale, windmill the hands down. Lift the left heel. Step to plank, go through your vinyasa. That steady breath guiding when you change your shape, when you move from pose to pose. Again, one more round of vinyasa. Inhale forward. Exhale down. Inhale, broad, open collarbone. Exhale, hips high. Take a deep, full inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. Sit the legs together. Lift the heels high, bend the knees, look forward. Step, or if you feel ready, that light hop to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Push through the feet, reach up, up, up. Take a little back into the chop. Just shine the heart to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the arms by the sides. Taking a moment here, really broad from shoulder to shoulder. Palms are turned forward. They're open, they're receptive. And once again, we think about where the rooting is happening. This time it's happening in the feet. We lift up, we get tall and proud from there. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Inhale, reach up, look up. Maybe a little back bend at the top. Exhale, dive the chest over the legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Step the left leg back. Coming into some lunge salutations. Lower the left knee. Maybe untuck the toes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come down. Half splits or further. If you want to go a little further, just slide your right foot a little farther forward. Take a breath in. Breath out, knee back in runner's lunge. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Sweep the chest and the arms up. Now we're in that crescent lunge. Think about the left hip pulling a little more forward, right hip back. And then from here, can you slither the left foot back, but keep the left thigh lifting up, up, up. On an inhale, head forward, arms sweep back, power lunge. Palms face the floor, the middle fingers are reaching back. You should and maybe can feel the triceps turn on without any weights, just the activity in the arms. Keep shifting the body weight forward. Keep the arms behind you. Lift the left leg, warrior three. Take a breath in here. Swim the hands to prayer. And then bend the right knee ever so slightly. Keep the left heel pushing out and away from the hip. And then tip the chest down 1 inch to 4 inches. And the left leg up 1 inch to 4 inches. This is a variation of our toppling tree. Take a breath in. Breath out, fingers, hands to the mat, head drops, left leg up. We're taking the square hip version today, so just make sure your left knee and toes face the floor. On an inhale, tip your weight a little more forward. Maybe your left leg lifts a smidge higher. On an exhale, bend the left knee behind the right knee. Take a moment in this deep, low squat. Maybe see about balancing, bringing the hands off the ground. Take a breath in. Breath out, step the left foot back, windmill up, warrior two. We've been here before. Inhale, reverse your triangle, straighten right leg. Exhale, side angle. Staying in your side angle, take your left hand behind your back. It can rest on your sacrum or slither to your right hip crease. Just the half bind for now. Start to spin the eyes up towards the ceiling, over the left shoulder. And see if that left shoulder can drop down just a little bit more. One more breath here. And then taking a peek at the ground, this left hand can stay behind you or come to the hip. Sliding the body forward. Maybe your right fingertips tap the ground, or if you have a water bottle nearby, that. Or they hover, and you drive the right foot down as you lift the left foot up. Our warrior three open to the side, our half moon. Take a breath in. Breath out, bend both knees, goddess squat, toes in, heels out. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, keep the heels up, straighten the arms and legs, variation of star. Exhale, bring everything back down. One more time, heels come up. Slowly we rise, extending, extending, extending. Everything comes down gently. Warrior two, back of the mat. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, bring both hands to frame the front foot. A little bit different this time. Right hand stays down, left hand lifts up. Easy twist, turns into a rise and lunge. We come to the pinky sides of both feet. We slide the left foot more towards the left edge of the mat. And we just hang out here, feeling that deep stretch in the left hip, the IT band. We'll start to mobilize this. On an inhale, drop the hips, reach that left arm down. On an exhale, push everything up and over. One more time, inhale, right arm stays strong and straight. Exhale, pushing up. From here, side plank, any version you'd like. If you're looking for something a little more challenging this morning, maybe you lift the left foot off of the right. Maybe you take your tree pose variation. Wherever you are, one more breath. And then we'll meet in plank, and you get to choose this time either one vinyasa or two vinyasas back to back. And if you choose one, like I'm going to choose, just getting a little extra time in down dog. Once again, noticing how and if you can breathe. And if the answer is this is a challenge for you, you might want to find where you can soften the shape. Hopefully we're all back in down dog. We'll start to move towards what is now the front of the mat, which was the back of the mat. Legs together. Lift the heels, bend the knees, step or float to the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Long back, long arms brings you up. Maybe there's a small back bend at the top. And then once again, hands come by the sides. Taking stock, pausing for a moment in this so familiar shape. Take a breath in, reach up, look up, maybe a small back bend. Exhale, long back as you fold over. Inhale, half lift. Lunge vinyasa on the other side. Left leg forward, right leg back. Lower the right knee. Reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Half splits are deeper. And now that you have your hands to help you, maybe you do feel like you can stabilize and go a little farther into the stretch. Not that you have to, but your hands are there. Inhale, rebend your left knee. Scoot your body forward, runner's lunge. Back leg lifts into high lunge, chest and arms lift. Again, kind of getting cozy here. Long back leg. Maybe there's space to go deeper and lower in the hips. This time we'll keep the arms reaching forward. Palms face each other. Notice if as you angled your torso forward, your shoulders got really creepy up to your ears. Let the shoulders stay down. Feel your back engaged and active. And then sliding forward. If you're going to hit a wall like me, you might want to scooch back a little bit. Sliding forward for warrior 3. Keeping the legs where they are, bring the hands to prayer. Toppling tree, second side. Again, we slide slightly down with the chest, slightly up with the right leg. This is a drastic change in movement. Take a breath in. Breath out, standing splits. Your hands catching. There's a tendency here to open out that top hip. So if you feel and see that that's happening, just let the leg drop. Turn the right knee and toes to face the floor. Start to crawl the hands a little more forward. Feel more weight in the ball of the left foot. And then Shiva squat, the antithesis of our standing split. Right leg behind left. Sitting as low as we can. Maybe finding that balance. And then stepping the right foot way back. Spinning open, warrior 2 to the back of the mat. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, side angle. Again, we'll stay here for a little half bind action. Right hand, top hand comes behind us, resting on the low back. Or if you feel like you have space, it grabs a hold of that inner left hip crease. And then if it feels okay in the neck, start to turn to look over right shoulder. Legs are still really sturdy. That left knee is still really bent. That right foot is still incredibly grounded. From here, remember, you can keep your right hand where it is, or if it's better for you, on the hip, slide forward. Push down in your left leg, lift up with your right leg. Chest is facing forward. Left hip stacks over left knee and ankle, your half moon. Take one more breath here. And then bend the left knee, step the right foot out, God squat. Heels in, toes out, sitting low, finding some movement. A little bit different this time. We're going to work some more depth into the hips, coming into a half lift. So make sure you feel wide in the legs, but also stable in the feet. So if you need to turn the knees and toes in a little bit, now's a good time for that. Think about getting longer from the belly to the shoulders and the sternum, and then start to tip forward. We'll stop when the chest is parallel to the ground. Take a breath in, open the arms out wide, pull the shoulder blades together on the back. Take a breath out, turn your palms up, lift your chest up. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2, front of the mat. Wiggle the hands down, step the right foot to meet the left. Again, one vinyasa or 2 in a row. And there's no pressure to do 2. And this time when you reach down dog, you have a few breaths. If you'd like to change the shape, come back to child's pose. If now's a good time to hydrate. So just taking time for yourself. You have 2 more breaths. And while we're here in this pause, there's a concept in yoga called stiram and sukham, which really just means effort and ease. And so thinking about your yoga practice and potentially taking this off the mat into your life, that there is a balance of putting in effort and kind of muscling through things. Some of our poses are obviously very physical. And then giving yourself the space, the time, the energy to be able to relax. And so that's why I like to give these pauses in class where you can do whatever you want. And sometimes our energy levels are so that we feel like we really need to burn off a lot of energy. And other times we need those pauses to recoup and rejuvenate before we start to move again. So speaking of that, let's start to move again together, unless you're like super into your ease right now. We'll bring the hips high, the legs together. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look between the thumbs, step or that light hop forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Standing up, long back, let your arms come with you. Again, if it feels appropriate for you, little baby back bend. And this time, hands to prayer at heart center. Lifting the left leg for one-legged mountain. Stay stable in the right leg. So a little change of weight. Bending into the right knee, coming into one-legged chair. Naturally, your left leg drops a little bit, but you shouldn't tap the floor. So if you did, try to lift that foot back up. Different way to get into warrior 3. We bend the right knee, we push the left leg back, 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 back. Drive through your left heel. How long can your left leg get? Your right leg is bent. Keep your right knee bent. Open the left side of the body on top of the right. Now we're coming into a bent knee half moon. If you want to, hand can come down, that right hand to stabilize, and maybe that left hand up. If you want to keep with this balance, maybe you start to straighten your right leg. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, square back off, chair pose, 2 feet to the ground, legs together. Drop the belly closer to the thighs. So we're coming into kind of this half chair world where we sit really low and back. Torso and legs are very close, if not touching. And this makes it easier to twist to the right. The left elbow could hook outside of the right thigh. Right elbow on top of left. Take a breath in. Breath out, maybe open the arms wide. And then square yourself off, chair pose, arms lift. This pose is called drinking bird. Lift the heels, sweep the arms back. It's kind of one of those poses, it feels like what it sounds like. Lower the heels, lift the arms back up. One more time. Heels rise, arms sweep back. Exhale, heels drop, arms lift. Push through the feet, lift the chest. Again, maybe that little back bend. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, half lift. Plant the palms, go through your flow. So coming into that probably more familiar Sunday flow, or vinyasa, before we start moving the right leg. When you get to down dog and just taking stock, we've been here quite a few times now. How does it feel different than the very first time? Right leg lifts, bend the knee, open the hip. Right leg twist under the body to the left arm. This time extend the right leg through. Come to the big toe side of the left foot, lift the left arm, our fallen triangle. Take a breath in here, lift the hips higher. Take a breath out, left hand comes down, right leg sweeps up. Step the right foot through. Lift the left arm, easy twist. We did this on the other side quite a few flows ago. Now doing it on this side. Start to wiggle the right foot to the edge of the mat. Come to the pinky sides of both feet, horizon lunge, getting that hip stretch for the right hip. Swim that right arm behind you. On an inhale, drop the hips and the arm. On the exhale, push down in the left hand to lift up. One more time, inhale, lowers you. Exhale, lifts you. Side plank, any version. And if you did a little flare on side one, you might want to flare it on this side. On an exhale, right hand down, right leg up. Step the right foot all the way through. High lunge. Hands to prayer as you tip forward. Sliding in to toppling tree right away. That place where you're between standing splits and warrior three. You might want to have your right knee bent. You might straighten your right leg. And then hands down, left leg up, full standing splits. Exhale, left leg behind right leg, Shiva squat. Inhale, push back, standing splits. One more time, exhale, Shiva squat. Step the left foot back, spin yourself open, warrior two. This is where you might want to grab your strap, coming into a deeper bind, if that works for you. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach your right arm back. Keep your right knee bent for this one. Exhale, side angle. If you have the strap, you want it in your left hand. Left hand is going to come behind the back. The strap should kind of hang between your legs like a tail. This right arm is going to come through the right thigh, grab the strap, and then just like half bind, you want to be able to open up your chest. You want to, if the neck is okay with it, to be able to look over the left shoulder and find a lot of space between the top of the left shoulder and the left ear. You could do this without a strap if your hands can connect under your right thigh. It doesn't work for everybody's body, so that's why the strap is a really nice tool. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, let go. Crawl your hands inside of the legs, coming into your Prasarita Padottanasana. So this is where you can have a choice to come upside down if it works for you. And it doesn't work for everyone. And you also just may not feel comfortable standing on your head, and I completely understand that. So if you don't, you can stay in this wide-legged fold. You could come into some side lunges. You can come back into goddess. So just letting you know, you have some time and space if you want to explore more forward folding. If you're interested in going upside down, you just want to make sure that you don't have like a top knot, that the crown of your head, kind of the soft baby part of your head, is clear of any obstructive kind of hair. You'll want to just check in that the crown of the head can find the mat when your legs are wide. And if it can't, there are other ways that we can go upside down as well. From here, we're going to bring the hands behind us. Fingers are in line with the heels. Elbows, and this is where I'll turn to face the other direction so it's a little easier to see me. The elbows are going to pull in towards each other, just like chaturanga. I'm going to put weight in my shoulders, my hands, and a tiny bit in the crown of my head. And I want that very soft baby part of my head to be on the ground. I don't want my forehead or anywhere near my forehead to be on the ground. So the very top of my head. From here, I'm going to push into my hands and just start to lift the heels off the ground. So just a little, again, baby steps getting places, little lifts of the heels, little bit of a tipping of the weight forward. If that is feeling good, if it's feeling okay, I'm going to continue to tip my weight forward, push into my hands, and really ground into my hands and shoulders to start lifting my legs up, okay? And just playing with one or two of those variations. I'm not asking you to bring your legs all the way to the ceiling right now. If you're playing with this, just trying to tip that weight forward, come onto the balls of the feet, and just see what that feels like. It is weight tipping forward, just like that plank song. Just like the tip forward we have to find our chaturanga, it's all related. My folks who are maybe dealing with some hip stretches and some side lunges or folds, we're all going to meet in goddess. So if you were playing around with going upside down in that headstand, make your way carefully, slowly into your goddess squat. Just like we did before, we're going to tip halfway. So make sure your legs feel wide, your feet feel stable. Lengthen your chest out and down. Like we did before, open the arms out wide, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Turn the palms up, lift your body up. Slide your feet in. I'm going to slide my left foot into my right. Turn your right toes forward. Find tree pose with your left leg at the calf, the ankle, or the thigh. They're all good. We'll keep the arms up. And then just play with a little bit of arm movement, arms coming down. And then into prayer. And back up. And back down. And we'll pause in prayer. Taking a side bend, left hand on the knee or the thigh, right arm stretching up and over. And a lot of this, the arm movement, the side bending, it might destabilize you. You might fall, you might feel rocky. That is totally expected here. One more breath. Exhale, coming to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Going through 1 or 2 vinyasas. And we will come to the top of the mat again for the left side. Just giving you a nice flow since we've been on our hands, our head potentially, and our feet for a bit. When you arrive in down dog, legs come together, heels lift, look between the thumbs, bend the knees, step or float. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, reach it up. Maybe that little back bend. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Pausing for a moment. We'll start with that one-legged mountain. Left leg stays, right leg lifts. Bend the knees, start to lower the hips down, one-legged chair, to push back into warrior 3. Extend through that right heel. Extend, extend, extend. Exhale, coming back. 2 feet to the ground, chair pose. Belly towards thighs, half chair. So really sink the hips back. We twist this time to the left, keeping the legs squeezing together. Rotating the left elbow up, maybe opening the arms. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Coming back to center. Inhale, standing back bend. Exhale, long back, fold over. Inhale, half lift. Plant your palms, go through your flow. Starting with that left leg, lifting it up on the inhale. Bending the knee, opening the hip, and then exhale, left knee to the right arm to shoot it through, fallen triangle. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, right hand down, left leg lifts. Step through, high lunge. We'll skip that side plank, work on this side, that horizon lunge. We've already done it on this side. Hands to prayer, tipping forward. Coming into that bent knee, toppling tree. Bent knee, toppling tree. Opening ourselves out to that half moon. Stacking the right side of the body over the left. Remember, you can catch yourself. Don't be shy at home, especially you have furniture and walls all around you. So use it to your advantage to help you find maybe a little more balance. And then exhale, we'll square back off. Hands down, right leg up, standing splits. Exhale, Shiva squat, right leg behind left. Inhale, push the legs apart, standing splits. One more time, exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, step the right foot back, warrior 2. Great time to grab your strap. We're coming into that bind. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. You'll want the strap in the right hand. Right arm comes behind you. Again, dangles like a tail. Your left arm comes through your inner left thigh. Really key that it's your inner left thigh through towards your groin to grab the strap. Push into your right foot, open through the right side of your chest. So if you were looking at the ground, if your chest had like a camera on it and it was looking at the ground, I want you to open to the side, the long side of the mat, and then think about continuing to lift up towards the ceiling. Take one more breath here. And then release that out, coming into your prasarita. So you know your choices. You can either stay in the fold, get into the hips, maybe you want to get into a middle split. Those of you that are looking to go upside down again, will go maybe a little bit deeper. So widen the feet if you need to. Again, that top baby crown of the head. It is not the forehead or anywhere near it. It's the top of the head. Hands come in line with the heels or around there. Palms are flat. It's just like chaturanga. I want you to feel like there's a strap around your outer arms that's keeping your arms parallel and in this place. You start to tip the weight forward. You come onto the balls of the feet. And again, maybe this is where you stop today, and this is it. Maybe you push down and you start to lift your legs. It is important that you continue to push into your hands. And then maybe you lift your legs up. And the key to this is thinking about stacking your shoulders and hips and head in one line. So if you're feeling like your back is bending, you want to pull the belly in and almost think about tucking your tailbone. If you're still upside down, slowly start to widen those legs, bringing them feet back to the mat. Once again, we'll all meet in goddess squat. And if you were upside down, take it slow. This time, inhale, star pose, arms and legs long. Exhale, back to goddess squat. One more time, inhale, star. Exhale, goddess squat. Crawl yourself to the front of the mat. Plant the palms, step the left foot next to the right foot, roll through your flow. We will come into the tree pose with the right leg, just similar to how we've done a lot of the poses today, coming at it from a different place. Take 3 breaths. Remember that this is your time. And it might be your time for the ease, it might be your time for the effort. We are going to start really winding things down. So if you are feeling like there's some more energy that you need to burn, I would do it in this moment, knowing that we're really going to start taking things down next. All right, let's meet in down dog one last time. Zip the legs together, lift the heels, bend the knees, step or float top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Stand tall, long arms, long legs. Hands to prayer. Okay, tree pose with the right foot on the left ankle, calf, or inner thigh. Just like we did on the left side, we'll start to lift the arms up. Take just 2 big circles with the arms, and you might knock things over, like I just did. Coming back to prayer, side bending to the right, right arm on the right leg, left arm overhead. And again, if you want to use a wall to help you stretch and balance, go for it. Exhale, mountain pose, hands by the sides, palms forward. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step the left leg back, lower the left knee. Bring the right hand inside the right foot, coming into lizard, wiggle the right foot to the edge of the mat. Maybe untuck the left toes, and you have an abundance of choices here. If this feels relaxing, hands down, chest broad, great. If it would feel more relaxing to lower, you may drop to your elbows or put a pillow under your elbows. And for those of you that feel like twist or really what kind of drives you down, finding that twist right hand back, maybe adding a quad stretch with the left leg. Again, those are just a few options that you can take. You may want to experiment. What feels the best for me this morning? We'll all meet back on the hands with the chest towards the front of the mat, coming into half pigeon from here. Slither your right foot over to the left side of the mat. Come onto the pinky side of the right foot and let that right knee open out to the right. Taking a moment to just find balance and evenness in both hips, both legs, and then folding forward. As always, if that pose hurts you, and it's not like the stretch in your hip that you want, it's your knees or ankles, say, then you may want to be on your back in figure 4 as an alternative. Same part of the body we're stretching, just a little less pressure on the joints. And wherever you are, you have 3 more long, balanced breaths. Figure 4 like me. We're going to meet in a seat, half pigeons. Lift your torso up, put weight in your right butt cheek so you can swing your left leg around. We'll all come into Paschimottanasana. And since you do have a strap handy, if you'd like to use it, you can strap up your feet. If not, you're just going to flex your feet. And everybody sit up really tall. So it's almost like this act of sitting up tall is the prep for the fold, but we want to keep this sense of length and power in the trunk, and all we're doing is just hinging from the hips. And your back, your low back, your hamstrings might say stop, and when you hear that, I would listen and see if you can soften a little bit there and find your breath. And as you breathe, you may notice that it feels like you have even just micro space to go a little deeper, and feel free to go a little deeper. Exhale, lifting yourself up. If you have the strap, get it out of the way. Cross your shins, and we'll just come into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Bending the knees, letting the body just hang, maybe a little sway side to side. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands down, right leg back. Lizard, second side. Drop the right knee. Wiggle the left foot to the left edge of the mat. And again, taking any variation of this lizard that feels good, and it could be a different version than you did on the right side. And traditionally, the shape is done with the front knee and toes facing forward, so parallel to the same shoulder. But if it would feel better for you to get a little turnout going, open the hip a little bit, go for it. All right, your knees starting to come back onto the hands, square forward. We'll slide that left foot across the body. Pinky edge of the foot is on the mat. Left knee opens out. Remembering that if this shape is painful to you, it doesn't feel good, and it's not about the hip stretch, then you'll want figure 4 most likely. If you're taking half pigeon, you can go ahead and fold over. You have 3 more breaths here. Once again, my folks in figure 4, just wrap yourself up. We'll all meet in a seat. This time extending the legs forward to roll ourselves all the way down. Coming into just one back bend. We've done quite a lot of standing back bends today, back bends and lunge. Just one bridge. If you prefer upward facing bow, go for it. We'll have 4 breaths there. Feet and knees parallel. Inhale, peel the body off the mat. Slow and steady. When you get into the height of the lift, maybe just engage your glutes just a little bit. Finding the breath in and out. Remembering that if it's challenging to breathe, soften a little bit, back off a little bit. Next exhale, slowly lower down. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. Let your knees knock in towards the center of the mat so they support each other. And just pause here. And then begin to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. And then coming into happy baby. Remember, for happy baby, the legs are outside of the body. The shins are parallel to the thigh bones, and you don't have to grab the feet. Grabbing the feet requires you to lift your head and shoulders. You'll want to hold your shins naked instead. And then we can rock this out. We can find some bigger exhales, some flutters of the lips. So just kind of allowing yourself, like we did at the beginning of class, to do what feels good for you. And this shape is just a starting point, a suggestion, but not at all a requirement. Knee and legs up the wall with the legs extended over the hips, arms by the sides. Push out through the heels. You can stay here. This is an inversion. It is a restorative pose, reversing that blood flow. If you'd like to come into plow and eventually maybe shoulder stand, you'll anchor the backs of your arms to the ground. You'll use a combination of momentum and strength to rock your legs up and over. And if you happen to have a wall behind you, that's actually going to be nice. You can push your feet into the wall. And otherwise, whether your feet are on the ground or not, you can kind of see how it feels to have the feet hang or if they can find the ground. And that's, again, not a requirement. Just if you wanted to come into your plow, that's how you do it. Legs up the wall, again, is wonderful. It's great. It's a very neutral place. If you're in plow and you want to bend the elbows, put the hands on the low back, and find shoulder stand, you can. Just continue to think about the principles of inverting where you're stacking your bones. So you're bringing your hips over your shoulders and your legs over your hips. If you are in plow or shoulder stand, slowly and carefully meet us back and legs up the wall. And we'll finish up with a twist. Put the left foot on the ground and bring the right thigh over the left thigh. Shift the hips a little bit to the right. Drop the knees to the left. Eagle wrap twist. Maybe looking over the right shoulder. Full breath in. Full breath out. Exhale, come onto the back. Right foot down, left foot over the right thigh. Shift the hips to the left, knees to the right. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Take a breath in, come onto your back. You finally made it. Shavasana. Legs and arms long, body heavy, eyelids heavy. There's nothing to do here but just to be. If you would like to stay in Shavasana longer, don't let me stop you. Feel free to stay as long as you can. But for the sake of time, I'm going to bring those of you that want to come along out of your Shavasana, just moving your body a little bit by little bit, eventually stretching your body as long as you can in opposite directions. And then rolling into a fetal position. Maybe using that time to set an intention for your Friday, for your weekend. Maybe it's something that is sort of a prayer, a wish, an ask for the world. Maybe it's something really personal to you. And we'll make our way into any comfortable seat, taking just one last breath together, letting your hands be where it feels most natural. Sitting up tall and proud, being open and receptive. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. Thank you all so much for joining me this Friday morning.